Right, greetings everyone. It's Mr. Hlajwayo here, and welcome to Back to Basics. What we are looking at our Euclidean geometry, and we are going to be attempting our past paper, which was the November 2023 paper from the Gauteng province, right? From the Gauteng province. So now we are looking at the question 10. Now they are saying in the diagram below, AT is a tangent. Usually what I want you to do is that as soon as you see the word tangent, right? So I think you must be thinking about the three theorems that are associated with tangent, right? Which is going to be your tan chord theorem, which is going to be your tan perpendicular to radius, which is also going to be what? Tangent from the same point altogether, because you are having three formulas associated, or three rules associated with your tangent altogether. So now they say when you continue, they say chord BT, BV, and VC are drawn. They say CB is an extended of what to A, such that your AC is perpendicular, or rather it's parallel to TV, and BC is equals to what? Is equals to CV. So they've already made this annotation here so that you can see, right? And now this angle V2, they've let it to be equals to your X. Now the first question is, they want you to determine the three angles that are equal to X. So how do we then go about in determining those three angles? So the first thing that you can do here, you can just simply say, if you can start by looking at your B1, right? Now your B1, can you see that because your BC and your VT is these lines are parallel to each other. These particular angles are going to alternate, right? Can you see that they form a Z? Let me just make that for you so that you are going to see that, right? Can you see that they are making a Z, right? So which means these particular angles are going to be alternating. So the first angle that is going to be that, it's going to be your B what? Your B1 is also going to be equals to X. This is because of alternating angles. And why are these angles alternating? Because your what? Because your AC is what is parallel to TV altogether. It is important that you mention all the parallel lines after, right? Now, then the second line, or rather the second thing that is going to be close to X. Let's look at our angle V1, right? Remember that your CV and also your CB are equal, right? These lines are equal. So which means if this angle is X, your angle V1 is also going to be close to your B1, which both of them are then going to be equal to X. Why? Because this is going to be angles that are going to be opposite. These are angles equal, angles opposite equal what? Equal sides. So these are going to be the angles that are opposite to equal sides. So that's the reason why they are also going to be X, right? So which means this is going to be X. Now the last one. Now let's look at our angle T2. Now if you can look at our T2. Now the T2 is going to be equal to your V2 altogether. So your T2 is going to be just equal to your V2. Remember, this is a tangent. And if this is your triangle here, if you are looking at this particular triangle here, right? This right triangle. So this is going to be the angle that is subtended by this particular tangent altogether. So indeed, you're going to apply the tan chord theorem here. So this is going to be equal to X because of what? This is going to be tan what? Tan chord theorem, right? So basically, that's going to be the reason why we are saying that. Now, so which means you got your three angles that are going to be equal to X. Now, the 10.2, they say if AT VC is a parallelogram, prove that AT is equals to BT. So they want us to prove that AT is equals to BT. So now what is it that they are telling you? They are also telling you that your AT VC is your what? Is your parallelogram. So now what is it that you are going to take note of here? Now, for an example, firstly, what is it that I want you to take note of is that your angle A. Now, if you can look at this particular angle A here, right? if you can look at this particular angle A. Now, remember that since this is your parallelogram, since your ATV, let me just draw this using this color again so that you can see it, right? Look at this one, right? Since this is your parallelogram as it is given to us, right? This is also your parallelogram. So you know that the opposite angles, which means your V1 and V2 is going to be close to your angle A. Your angle A is going to be close to your angle V1 plus your angle V2. What is going to be the reason this is going to be opposite angles of a what? Of a palm. Remember, opposite angles of a palm are going to be equal. So which means your angle A now is going to be equals to 2x because V1 is x and V2 is equals to x. Right? Now, what is it that I want you to also take note of is that now, if let's say we now look at our angle B3, right? If you can look at our angle B3. Now, what is then going to be our angle B3 for an example in this? Now, so let's just remove some of these things here so that you can see visibly, right? Now, if you can look at your B3. Now, so this, if you can look at your B, your T, your V, and also your C, can you see that these are four corners, right? And if I can join all these four corners, right? If let's say I join all these four corners of mine, right? Let's say I join this four corners of mine here, right? Now, what is it that I form here? Can you see that I form your what? Your cyclic quadrilateral. Remember, the condition for your cyclic quadrilateral is that all the four vertices must touch the circumference of your cycle, right? So since these four vertices are touching the circumference of our circle, they make this BT VC to be what? Your cyclic quadrilateral. So I can apply the laws of cyclic quadrilateral and state that my angle B3 here is going to be close to my angle V1 again plus my angle V2, right? Remember the exterior angle of your what? Of your cyclic quad is equal to the interior opposite angle. Altogether. So the reason is going to what? This is going to be the exterior angle of your cyclic quad. This is going to be the exterior angle of your cyclic quad. Altogether. So then, which means your angle B3 is going to be close to what? Is going to be close to your 2x. Now that I know that, so which means I can actually conclude that my angle A is going to be close to my angle B3, right? Now my angle A is going to be close to angle B3 because both of them are equal to what? Because both of them are equals to 2x. Now, so if this angle here and this angle here are equal, therefore I can conclude that the line here, the line AT and also what BT are going to be equal because equal sides subtend equal angles. How to get? So which means I can say now my AT is going to be close to my BT. Why? Side, these are going to be side opposite equal what? This is side opposite to equal angles altogether. So basically that is going to be that. So which means now, because that this particular angle here is equal to this angle, so therefore this particular line here is going to be close to this particular line here. Are we fine? Now let's look at our 10.3. Now in 10.3, they want us to do what? They want us to determine the size of x, right? Now, how can we then determine the size of x? Now, so I want us to look at this. So now, for an example, if I can come here, let me just erase this here again, right? And just write all these things that we had. Here you had x, here you are having 2x, here you are having 2x, and this here is x, and this here is x, right? Now, what is it that I want you to look at? Now, let's say we are focusing in triangle, what? Let's say we are saying we are focusing in triangle ATB, right? This particular triangle here, this ATB, right? This particular triangle here. So now what is that you can note here? Can you see that if I can say here, if I can say my 2x plus my 2x plus my x, this is going to be close to 180 degrees. Why? This is going to be sum of what? Sum of angles in a what? This is sum of angles in a triangle. So what does that mean? Which means this is going to be same as 5x is equals to 108 degrees, right? So you divide by 5, you divide by 5 here, you divide by 5 here, which means your angle x is going to be given by what? Is going to be given by 36 degrees. So which means this particular here, angle here is 36 degrees altogether. So basically, this is how we attempt questions of this caliber. Hopefully this makes sense to you, and thank you very much.